In tonight's cover story, Beyond Batteries.
And Tom is here with a look at the future of clean energy.
Yes, this has been an interesting project, I'll tell you that. We were over at Argonne National Laboratory. We're talking about efforts to clean up our atmosphere from high-powered EV or electric vehicle chargers to carbon-neutral aviation fuel. Scientists right here in Chicago are focusing on decarbonizing our planet, and they're working at unprecedented speeds.
So this is the Smart Energy Plaza. When I started working at Argonne more than 20 years ago, this was a gas station. You could get your oil changed over here.
You're replicating what will be a part of our lives.
Actually, a little more than half of the greenhouse gas emissions that come from transportation are from cars and other light-duty vehicles. The easiest way to decarbonize that part of the transportation sector is electrification, going to electric vehicles. We are having to do something that we've never done before in terms of the pace of change.
Energy is the focus at Argonne National Laboratory.
The time scale here is not because we're just like to be ambitious. The time scale is imposed on us by climate change. We know that in the next few decades is when we have to decarbonize our economy. That's the time scale that's in front of us, and so we're racing right now to try and catch up.
Seth Darling is Argonne's Chief Science and Technology Officer.
There's more solar energy available coming down onto Earth than we'll ever need as a society.
He's one of our country's premier energy experts.
You, in principle, could power the entire planet just with solar energy. That's not what we should do. There are reasons you want a mix of different technologies, but there's more than enough out there from solar.
Seth, along with a battery of scientists, are working at lightning speed to decarbonize our planet. They're making powerful progress in the transportation sector. Thomas Wallner works on high-powered EV chargers. Now, Thomas, what you're about to do is what any of us who have operated an EV have done many times before.
So this is the highest power chargers that are currently available. So this can charge up to 350 kilowatts.
The faster the charge, the closer the experience is to a conventional stop at a gas station.
With 350 kilowatt chargers, those numbers get down into 10, 15 minutes, so we're getting to a pretty good ballpark here.
Wow. You're looking at ways to make this ever greener. In other words, more environmentally friendly.
We have large solar arrays where we can capture the energy from the sun, and we can actually store it in this large container-sized battery in the back.
And then a lot of it's just getting steel on the ground. More chargers. We need hundreds of thousands of EV chargers in the United States alone to meet this growing demand.
Where will all of those chargers go? Argonne scientists are already plotting out deployment of a massive grid. This roadmap charts out a plan. Green lines are defined as EV-ready corridors. Dotted red routes represent stretches where chargers are sparse.
Any technology we roll out, whether it's an energy technology or anything else, is going to have an environmental impact. There's no such thing as a zero environmental impact technology that we use. And so the question is, how can you minimize that impact?
You can just pour it right in there.
Battery recycling improvements are just one piece of the puzzle. What was once an electric car, pulled from a dump and then shredded, climbs the conveyor belt at the laboratory's resale center.
When we're recycling, we're looking at getting as many components back as possible.
The valuable bits are captured and sorted.
We're really doing the research now so that when these batteries in electric vehicles right now reach their end of life in 10 or 15 years, we have the technologies ready to recycle them. So for an example, Chevy Volt has batteries like these, and you would find about 200 of these in a Chevy Volt vehicle.
And about 700 of these in a Tesla.
This is what it looks like when it comes directly out of a vehicle.
Batteries of all shapes and sizes are studied here with the goal of putting their valuable parts back into the supply chain. The research at Argonne spans from the ground to the air.
This is Jet A. This is basically your conventional petroleum-based fuel.
And these are sustainable aviation fuels, or SAFs. They're derived from plant sources, biomass, and agriculturally sourced feedstocks. The renewables that can power a plane, as well as locomotives and marine craft, are a major focus of the laboratory's decarbonization efforts.
Well, we are purchasing and consuming more sustainable aviation fuel than any other airline in the world today.
United is among the companies aggressively exploring carbon-neutral jet fuels, which are compatible with current engines. Global airline traffic represents about 2% of global emissions.
The solution to the carbon footprint of air travel is not to fly less. It's to figure out ways to fly cleaner.
Cleaner is critical.
It's hard to overstate the consequence of doing nothing here. So if we were to just give up on the clean energy transition and decarbonization more broadly, it would literally be an existential threat to human civilization. That's not an exaggeration. The good news is that we're already starting to take some of the steps that we need to take. We just have to make bigger steps and take them faster.
You know, guys, think about it. The current energy infrastructure, the gas stations we go to and all, this took 100 years to put these together. We're trying to transition to a whole new, cleaner type of set of fuels inside a matter of decades. But I'll tell you, you go out to a place like Argonne, you know, this country is the magnet for some of the brightest scientists in the world. And such a collection of scientists exists out at Argonne, and they're the types of minds that are working on all this and trying to make the transition as smooth as it will be.
So it's not too late?
No, there's a great feeling of positivity. We've got a lot to do, but
and not as much time as
no,
before.
It'd be nice to have some more time, but there are positive developments here.
Okay.
And it's
Thanks for showing us the possibilities, Tom.
You
Appreciate
bet,
it.
guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom.
You